And as a bloke, I need someone who's not my wife to share stuff with, right?
We often have beliefs on how we believe people should show up or do things, and that word should comes up quite a lot, which creates a lot of conflict within people and also I guess within team environments and also in our own relationships at home.
I found that when I first started doing this work, I was the coach. That was my label, right? So when I would go out with mates and they were having stuff going on in their life, I was like shooting them everywhere. You should do this, you should do that, this will be good for you. And what I found was that they weren't hanging out with me. They were starting to create space. And then they also had this energetics of like, they hadn't done what I told them they should do to fix whatever it was that I thought was the problem, right? So all of a sudden there was this disconnection in our relationship. And when I realized I was doing that, I actually apologized. I said, hey, let's call him Steve. I said, hey Steve, I noticed that last time we were together, I said you should do X, Y, Z, but that's not my place. And I don't want that to be my place in our relationship. I just want to be mates with you. And if you want some advice, I'm happy for you to ask and for me to provide some guidance around that. But it's not my job to be telling you what you should and what you shouldn't be doing with your life. I'm just here to be your mate and here to show up in that space. So it really changed the dynamic of our relationship where we're able to just hang out and be authentic with each other and kind of go, hey, I'm chasing some advice on this, or I'm just sharing this with you, but I'm sharing it because I just need to get it off my chest. And as a bloke, I need someone who's not my wife to share stuff with, right? Yeah. So, and I want him to have that as well. So I guess when we're having those conversations with our mates, be clear about what we want those conversations to be and what they look like. And we can apply that. I apply that to my sons as well, right? When my teenage son comes up to me and I know something's going on and I'll bug him about it. So I'm like, I know you're off, I know you're off, you know you're off. And I'll be persistent about it until he opens up about what's going on for him. And at that point, I'll say, okay, you've opened up. Would you like some advice or do you just want to offload it? And he'll go, I just want to offload it, Dad. I'm like, cool. And I just give him my permission to offload it. Because what I found with my teenage son is he didn't want to talk to me because I had all the answers.
Yeah.
But they weren't his answers, right?
No.
They were my answers. So I just ask him what he needs. And sometimes he says, hey Dad, can you give me some advice on this?
Yeah.
And sometimes he says, I just need to offload this stuff. And what I've found in both of those relationships is they've exponentially improved.
Yeah.
Because there's no burden of pressure.
Yeah.
And that's what should does.
It
creates
does.
a burden of pressure.
It does, yeah. It also gives that person a sense of agency, doesn't it? They've got the skills and the abilities to be able to make their own decisions because we're all at different stages with things too, isn't it? So, yeah, that's a great insight.